When we first started, it was like a really big mental challenge for me to listen to my voice like this all the time. Because like editing too.
Oh my God, yeah.
I was like, this is actually the last thing I need. Like
the worst part of my day in like a studio is always like when the producer plays your like unedited different vocal takes out loud and you have to choose which ones.
And then you're listening to the same 4 seconds over and over.
And if we're doing that while I'm hungry, it's like literally we have to stop.
It's done.
I have to eat before we do this. It's so brutal.
Amazing. Hi, this is Ones to Watch Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna, and today I'm joined by Alix Page.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good.
Awesome.
I'm like, you and Giselle have like such similar tattoos, actually. You
Dude.
both have a bow going on,
Oh my
and I just noticed that.
That's
you
so
can't see
cute.
hers, but
So
I love
fun.
the patchwork.
Thank you. I'm definitely like dying to get more, but I feel like for me it's always a matter of like placement is the hard thing that I feel indecisive about the most.
Yes, because then you're unbalanced.
Yeah. And just like I think certain things I'm like, oh, if I had not gotten this one or gotten a different spot, then I could have done like a big thing. That's the biggest like mind fuck of it all to me. So
it is actually a life-changing decision. I was gonna say that as a joke.
No, it actually is. Like they're not going away. You can like kind of get them removed, but there's no way.
But not really.
Yeah, not really.
I feel like we were all like changed by seeing Miley Cyrus get her patchwork sleeves like growing up.
So good.
Really, yeah. Mental shift for me at
her
least.
Like I feel like her like bare toned arms performing at the Grammys, right? Oh my gosh, like yeah, burned into my brain forever.
Yeah.
Just her having so much fun and like looking, I was like, queen.
Yeah, the Hannah Montana to actual Miley Cyrus pipeline. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I'm here for it. Well, thank you so much for being on
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I've been so excited.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah. I'm stoked. I think I've been listening to you since 25.
Stop.
Yeah.
2021. That's 2021. Crazy. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. That's an honor.
Yeah, of course. Well, I would love to know, if listeners had never heard your music before, what is the first song you would serve up to them? I'm actually like really curious to hear what you're going to say.
I feel like I feel like my music is definitely, if someone were to go through my whole discography and just like hit shuffle, I think about that a lot. And I think it would just be interesting because you can tell that a lot of my songs came out when I was like 18 and I was still figuring it out. And so
sure.
I think about that a lot too. I would probably say maybe Forerunner, honestly.
Okay.
I still feel like I lost it. I'm not bitter about it. Tell me you're not driving up someone else's street. You're my
Forerunner or 25. Or, I mean, maybe Goose. I don't know. I feel like maybe Goose. I'll say Goose for now.
And it's no use in the old news and reading right through me. You're a hero on the front page. Just don't stop talking to me.
Okay, why do you
so
say
indecisive.
Goose?
I feel like in general, in the last like 2 or 3 years, my writing has definitely shifted into like what I think I would say is like more upbeat music. And I think I've just been revisiting music that I fell in love with when I was first discovering my love for music. And a lot of it is just like upbeat, whether or not it's like happy, just upbeat, moving, big songs. And I think leaning into that and then kind of combining it with like just, I feel like Goose is a very like sentimental song and it's about friendship and hope and fun, and I think that just definitely is where my personality has been for the last little bit. And I think obviously I have my songs that are about breakups and stuff, but I feel like Goose also kind of showcases how I play shows usually, which is with trying to play like a fun upbeat show overall as a whole, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think that one, I'd say that one.
I think that is a good one to start with because that sort of captures the vibe of that EP. And now you're in new era.
Yeah.
So that's like, I don't know. It's always a toss up if people are going to say like the highest streaming song.
Yeah.
Because obviously 25 is that song. Like that's what invited people into your world.
Definitely.
But I think when I like show people your music now, I always show them Automatic.
Oh,
I don't know if that's like a deep cut, but
no, that one honestly has like grown on me through the years too. I think that one originally, when I was making Goose, I feel like it felt really different from Goose and How Could I and Toothache and stuff, but I think it ended up fitting really well. And I think now when we play it live, when I play electric guitar and stuff on it, it feels like it fits in that world completely, like perfectly well. But that's interesting. That's cool.
Coffee's cold, no one's home. Now I'm all alone and I'm so bored. There's nothing like the back and forth, the push and pull that leaves you wanting more.
yeah, when that song came out, the amount of times that I made people sit in my car and be like, wait till the second verse hits.
Wait till that synth bass comes in. Just wait for it.
I'd be like, you can hear this moment and then you can talk.
Yeah.
Until then you're silent.
That's so funny. Also, like, yeah, another one of my songs that mentions like coffee for some reason. I don't know what that's about.
Oh.
But yeah.
Yeah, wait, I didn't put that together.
Someone the other day commented on one of my TikToks and was like, the like coffee's cold, no one's home, now I'm all alone pipeline to then like I could be the caffeine waking up, and I was like, that's really cute actually, like the relationship growth. I don't know, really
and
funny.
You didn't even mean to.
I didn't mean it at all. I just like it fit in the pre-chorus of Girlfriend well, and then yeah, here we are.
That's so sweet.
So funny.
Was it the Goose EP that you started working with like Andy Seltzer and it's Andrew Pham is who you've been working?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Cameron Hale produced Automatic, but yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then Andrew Pham did Girlfriend and most of my next EP.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's like a dream team.
It's been so much fun. I feel like it's just been, just so much fun. And I feel like it can be really hard to do the speed dating thing and like trying to just find your people and see who's going to understand the vision and stuff. But I feel like I've just gotten so lucky with the most amazing people. And Andrew and I met in high school. And so I just feel like
way.
Yeah, he's like 2 years older than me. And so I feel like meeting him in high school and then having him come in to play bass on like just Stripes and Frank on my first 2 songs, and then kind of having him grow into more of a producer role has been just so much fun and amazing to watch. Just his growth and stuff has been so much fun.
Yeah, that's a really cool journey. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
Where did you grow up? Around here?
Orange County, so like an hour south. Costa Mesa, Newport Beach-ish. Andrew's from Anaheim.
Okay.
Also home of Gwen Stefani and Jeff Buckley, apparently.
Very important trifecta there.
No, very important Orange County like lore to us. So I feel like LA was always like close, and it would always be like, oh, like for the weekend, let's go like take pictures at the Pink Wall and Melrose and go to LACMA and stuff. But I feel like Orange County is definitely its own culture and bubble, and I think like I was never really a part of like a music scene in Orange County, but I feel like my high school was like, my arts high school was like the scene for us, which is really fun.
Sure.
So, yeah.
How is it for you living in LA now that you've like been in California kind of your whole life?
I love it. I mean, I go home like every weekend pretty much, because it's like without traffic, it's like 45 minutes, and my mom's still there and my cat's there. And so I go home a lot, which is also just the benefit of growing up like close enough to where I have to be for work, I guess. But yeah, I really like it. I feel like parking sucks, but other than that, and like the traffic's bad, but other than that, like I really love it. And I feel like it is like 10 degrees hotter here all the time, which is crazy, than home, which is a bummer. So on like the really hot days, I go home and take in the breeze and stuff. But
that's amazing. Yeah, looking at this week ahead with our little 100 and something,
and we had such a tease too. I feel like the last like week I would like wake up and make a hot coffee and put a hoodie on, and I was like, oh, it's September, like Gilmore Girls time. And then all of a sudden,
don't even get me started on Gilmore Girls.
It's brutal.
That's like everything.
Every fall I feel like you have to at least like watch like a season or 2 and just experience the fall. But
I always watch the what is it, the you jump I jump Jack, that episode.
That's like when Logan comes in, right? Yeah. So good. I feel like for fall I love like the early like Jess seasons for fall. I feel like
this is very indicative of who you are as a person.
No. Okay, well, I don't think Jess is her. I'm kind of controversially like not really team Jess.
Yeah, okay.
But I feel like those like late season 1, season 2, season 3 is like prime fall coziness
The fall vibes.
for me. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
But I'm a Logan girl for sure.
That's real.
Honestly, I have to say.
He makes the most sense, but Jess is the most like
Jess is like a
Wattpad.
heartthrob for
Yeah.
sure. Like, and his little books and his little sweaters. Like, okay, enough.
Yeah, me as a gay woman, I'm like, I love Jess.
Team Jess.
I'm obsessed with it.
That's so funny.
What are you gonna do? Well, now you're moving into next EP era,
Yeah.
and you just released your first single
Yeah.
off of it. I'm assuming that is like what would represent this era for you right now.
Yeah, I feel like I always kind of knew that Girlfriend would be the first single from the jump. I just feel like it really jumps into this new era of like fun, upbeat, rock-ish leaning songs, and I think
Yeah.
it put like a good, I feel like just the word girlfriend is like a fun image to me, and it like evokes a lot of rom-com imagery, and I just like felt like I attached to that word and that image really immediately.
I could be a girlfriend if you want. Yeah, I could be a girlfriend if you want. You wear my sweatshirt to dinner.
But yeah, I'm really excited. It's a lot of just fun songs, so
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I love how it still has like the like yearner quality, like the longing, but it's like cheeky and fun.
Yeah, that was definitely the hope, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. How did the song come about? Like, tell me about the writing of it.
So this one was so much fun. This one was also, went into the studio with Andy, and then I brought in my friend Lucy, who I also went to high school with, and who
Cool.
has written all kinds of things with Madison Beer and Lisa, and her just credit list is growing like crazy. But she's awesome. We hadn't written together yet, I don't think, and we were like, okay, like if it doesn't work out, like we're still gonna be friends. It's totally fine. Like we haven't tested the writing chemistry yet, but like it's gonna be fine.
That is always a jump. Yeah.
It's like kind of scary, and I think you just never know. And I've never had it like really affect a friendship for me, but actually no, I definitely have had it affect like a relationship.
repressed that.
friendship. Yeah, like, actually. But yeah, so we just like went into it with like no idea what was gonna happen, and just with like good vibes, and then brought on like a few upbeat references, and then got to just talking about like this new guy I was seeing and how excited I was and how much fun it was, and eventually the conversation led into me explaining that we both had made playlists for each other, and at one point I got kind of brave and put the song Boyfriend by Best Coast on it.
Nice.
And the hook of that song is like, I wish he was my boyfriend, just like flat out. And
Amazing.
then like the next day he had added I Wanna Be Your Boyfriend by Ramones. And I was like, ooh, okay, like fun. And so I think just from that, like that was the inspiration for kind of just coming right out and saying like, I could be a girlfriend if you want. That was like the whole inspiration for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so much fun. I feel like it came together super fast. We did the whole thing in one day, and
Wow.
yeah, so much fun. Just a blast, truly.
I love that story. That's so
So-
songwriter.
So goofy, and like I think at a certain age I was like, oh, like the playlist making, like testing the water age is done. Like I gotta get over that and just like confess. And then I'm like, no, we're, you know, at our big age
No.
still like making playlists and like hinting at stuff. And but then it was so funny because at that point obviously we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend officially, but like we were basically like living together almost, and
Oh my
so
God.
he had started going like, you're kind of my girlfriend, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of your girlfriend. And then like so dumb, but then I like came home that one day and he was like, oh, what'd you work on today? And I was like, nothing. And he was like, I want to hear it. And I was like, no. And then I eventually just ended up showing him, and he started dying laughing because we had like just been talking about like, we're basically dating, like we're basically there. So it was just so funny. Also, I just cannot believe that I showed him that. Like, imagine coming home, having written that song, and being like, okay, like, here you go. It was just crazy. But,
Listen, people have done
but,
worse.
Yeah, and it's like, it's all worked out so far, so it's been fun. But
I wrote a song about my current girlfriend before I met her in person.
classic.
So,
No,
like, literally my
classic.
bad.
Truly, yeah.
It's not you. I was just looking for your support in that moment. What are you gonna do about it?
That's so funny. Yeah, we've all been there, truly. So.
It's like you dating a musician, you have to know that like you both can't read into everything that is written, but then there are certain things you should very much read into.
Yeah, definitely.
That's like such a tough thing. It's like, hey babe, today I wrote a song about a relationship I had 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like the one where I had to kind of like preface it with something after I was showing him something was just like, it's just kind of about like my fears that come up in relationships, and
Right.
I was basically saying like I can picture the way it's gonna end if it does, and like I was just thinking about that, and I was like, again, like this isn't me saying like it's gonna end, but this is just how I think sometimes, and that was like a kind of crazy one that I hadn't really experienced yet. Like it's really vulnerable too. I feel like this is my first relationship where I fully just played like every song for him without kind of worrying about anything like that, and it's been really really freeing and awesome. So
that sounds really healthy and nice.
Been really good.
I think maybe that is how it should have been from the start.
Yeah. Maybe.
I love this. Well, I definitely want to know like some of the sonic influences for this new era, because you're saying there's like new sounds, new vibes. Like, what have you been listening to?
Oh man. So I feel like when I started like writing originally, it was a lot of Alix G and a lot of the Slow Pulp album that came out like last summer.
One of my favorites.
So good. So easy to just throw on in the car, like and just any mood, any city, like just perfect.
Yeah.
And then this band Rat Boys.
I literally started listening to them this morning.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So good. That album, The Window, is so good. And just again, I think I was in a place where I was like just missing the live feeling and stuff. And I feel like all of a sudden, for whatever reason, just super like production-y elements of music just weren't hitting for me. And I really wanted to just go back to my roots of like playing in bands in high school and writing with acoustic guitar, and then really just building it out from that like bass point. And so I'm trying to think about who else. I mean, like, I feel like the Japanese House album too was like so awesome, and kind of same thing where like if you strip the songs back, they really are just like acoustic guitar songs that she built out brilliantly and perfectly. And so it's kind of, I mean, I feel like country music is coming back, and I feel like everyone's kind of leaning into just like bare bones, dry sounding guitars and drums, and like I don't know if that's like an election year thing, or if that's like a no, truly
it's on a 4-year cycle.
Yeah, I mean maybe, or if that's like a post-pandemic like reconnecting with self and slowing down thing. I don't know what it is, but I feel like everyone's kind of in a cycle. I mean, not everyone, but I feel like for me personally, I feel like for a lot of people, it seems like people are trying to just revisit their roots and stuff. And
I think you're probably right with the post-pandemic thing.
Yeah.
I think LA is a very interesting city to make music in, because like right before I got here, I felt like production was at an all-time like creative high, and like that was half of the songwriting journey.
When was that? Like
2022 is when I moved out here. And I think it's amazing how much like creativity people are getting, especially like working with a specific producer. Like you can hear that on a 100%. Record. But with the pandemic, like people had to sit down and like either learn to produce themselves and like make it kind of like shitty and like grimy, or just like write songs on acoustic guitar. And like country is all about just like writing a good song
and like storytelling. And I feel like I just think we're on, I mean, just trend cycles, right? But I feel like hyper pop and stuff was so popular in 2020, and I feel like now we've shifted so far where again it's like country's back. It's just so interesting. But I love all of it. It's been fun to like observe and take what I want from it and leave what I don't feel like is me. And
100%.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned that in high school you were playing in like bands and stuff. When did your musical journey start?
So, I mean, I've been singing my whole life. Did like a couple musicals in middle school. That wasn't really for me, but loved it at the time, like just with my friends. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I went to a Christian middle school, so I got my start leading worship.
Right on.
Playing Oceans by Hillsong every Friday for chapel, and you know, that whole grind. And then I feel like my life just like opened up completely when I went to my high school, and I think just meeting that many people who loved it as much as I did and were inspired by other things that I hadn't heard before. And I feel like that was when I obviously found like Phoebe and Omar Apollo and like the Gracie Abramses of the world, and just like that whole, I feel like until then it hadn't really occurred to me that people had to like search for music. And I think just being in high school at the prime of like Spotify playlist sharing age was so hugely informative for my taste and writing development and everything. And so that was when it all started, and I was in like a little trio in high school. And then I kind of not met my bandmates, but I feel like Andrew and Caleb, my bassist and drummer, ended up joining the trio basically because we didn't have a drummer and bassist. And then I ended up just stealing them for my own stuff, which has been so much fun.
And they're still playing with you? Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So lucky to have them. I feel like every tour is just so much more fun with people who have known you since you were 14, like in music theory class with you. It's just been really special.
Yeah. That's like, it's really important to have that sort of like unspoken dialogue with a band.
So nice. And I feel like just we've definitely figured out our dynamic, and like I just like trust them completely, and it's been really fun.
Yeah. And you're going on tour soon, right?
I leave in like less than 2 weeks. I feel like I blinked and it was September 1st, and I have to book hotels and plane tickets and stuff.
Oh my God. With Sarah Kinsley? Oh yeah. That's gonna be a heavy hitter of a tour.
I'm so excited. She keeps posting like TikToks of her with her contact mic and saying she's gonna bring it on tour, and I'm like not prepared for. I haven't seen her live before, so I like don't really know what to expect, but I'm so excited, and I get to hear her set like 10 times, so I just can't wait.
Shit, yeah.
It'll be fun.
She's like, every time I revisit her discography, I find a new, like I've heard them all before, and then they just hit differently. Like, her level of creativity is insane.
And just all the instruments she plays, like, her creativity and just hard work, and so awesome.
Yeah. Green will forever be like one of my favorite songs ever made.
So good. I think the first one I heard from her was Karma, which I just loved right away too, but so good.
That's exciting. And were you on tour before or previously?
Yeah, I've toured a lot in the last little bit.
Yeah. How's that been?
Amazing. Like, it's my favorite part of everything that I do. I feel like I was just telling my mom, and I was saying, like, I realized that I've done a Pacific Northwest support tour every year for the last 2 years. This will be my third year doing it, and I feel like if I don't go to Seattle next year in like October, I'm gonna be so sad, because I've done it for the last little bit, and just traveling has become such a fun part of the job that I like forget what it would be like to not be able to do that, and it's so much fun, and I'm just so lucky that I've been able to do that much. But I was on tour with the Milk Carton Kids the top of this year, and that was like the East Coast and the South. They're also just like so talented and so kind, and I feel like watching their show is like a masterclass every night, and just professionalism and like practice, and just they're awesome.
Did they release new music that they were playing, or was it sort of like a revival?
I think they came out with an album because they were nominated for Best Folk Album at the Grammys.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
So I think that must have come out, I guess, 2023. Yeah.
That's so cool. I have to give that a listen.
They had a little bit every night that was so funny. They were like, we've lost Grammys before, but never to Joni Mitchell. It was like so funny. They're just so good.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. So nice.
Okay, well, I would love to learn a little bit more about the EP.
Yeah.
For our dessert track, I want to know some of these upcoming tracks.
So, the funny thing about the next single is like we're not quite sure what it's gonna be. So the two options, should I say the names of them?
You can if you want to, yeah.
Basically the top two contenders are this one called Sweet, and there's one called Break the Band Up. And
cool.
Yeah. I feel like the name of that one is why I want to release it so soon. I feel like it's just I've had that song since December 2022.
Okay, wow.
Also, I wrote it with Cameron Hale, and just it's been like on the back burner for so long, and I just feel like we kind of just wanted to revisit it, and it ended up just being a favorite. And I've only played it live once during like a VIP acoustic thing, I think in Chicago last year. So it's like I haven't teased it anywhere. I've tried to keep it very like under the radar. But I just love that one. It just is like a heavy hitter about an ex who I used to play it with, and it was just so that one's been in the works for a while. And then Sweet I wrote last summer, and Andrew also produced it, wrote it with Andy and Lucy again.
Cool.
And they're both like definitely on the upbeat side. I feel like I wanted the first two singles to come out of the gates hard and just hit the ground running. But Sweet's like about like ending a relationship where there's like nothing quite wrong and the person is actually really like nice to you, and but I don't know. That's like a complicated one. But
yeah, it sounds complicated. I'm trying to like find a solution for you. I'm like, you didn't ask for my advice.
No, I know. I mean, I feel like it's all kind of been, the whole thinking behind them was like, okay, I'll play whichever one's going to come out on the Sarah tour as like a teaser, and then it'll come out like after that. But I feel like one of them I can play by myself and it sounds good, and the other one just doesn't quite hit without an extra bandmate. And so I'm figuring out if I'm bringing Andrew for part. It just is like such a funny random thing, but I feel like if I do break the band up right, I want it to like, or if I do I want to do it right and like have it hit and stuff. So trying to figure it out, but
yeah, that's interesting, because like it seems like you're leaning towards like wanting to put that one's
been like the goal the whole time. It just has been taking longer for whatever reason, because some songs just do. And so we're going back in the studio to finish it like this week, and I think if I can get it like off to mixing before this weekend, we might be able to pull it off. But but I feel like that's the beauty of being independent right now too, is like I can decide 2 weeks before and just like pick the cover art and full send it. So
put it out.
Yeah, but
wow, now I'm stoked to see what actually happens.
I know, I'll keep you posted.
Please do. And so you're just playing solo for this tour?
I'm playing solo for the first half for sure, and then
maybe Andrew.
TBD. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to wrangle Caleb into TMing potentially, because I can only have 2 people on stage, but I was like, I can just like find a way to like bring Caleb and like have him drive and stuff. Like maybe I can just bring the band, and
I've been really interested in people who play solo but use like alternative things to like make the set bigger, like harmonizer pedals and like that sort of shit.
I thought about that so much. I just feel like for me it would take, I'm just being lazy, but like it would take so much practice to like but it would take so much practice to like make sure that I'm going to on stage like 100% confident, and I feel like right now I'm just not in a place where I can. But even like Andrew and I used to play sets at like malls in Orange County with like a little Dr. Beat drum machine. And that one's super fun too, but that one is just like annoying because if you hit like one wrong button it changes the beat, and it's just funny. But but yeah, we love that vibe too. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, so fun.
Well, I'm really excited for this EP now. I feel like we got the VIP behind the scenes.
Yeah, truly.
And I have a couple of closing questions for you.
Perfect.
I would love to know if your music, and I guess specifically this upcoming EP, were a candle, what it would smell like.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. I feel like I'm so not good with like scents. I've had like the Glossier You perfume for like 2 years and just still use it. I feel like that's like my basis of like perfume knowledge. But I do feel like that is the right direction. Like something kind of sweet, a little spicy with some like depth. And I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't even know what like the notes of gloss. I'm so bad at that stuff.
Well, isn't that's the point? It like smells different on everyone or something?
Okay, I guess that's true. I think like, yes. I think like there really is something for everyone in this one. Like I feel like one of my favorite things about my shows is like I have a lot of dads come with their like daughters, and it's really sweet, and I feel like the dads always end up being pretty stoked, like from what I've seen, and I feel like they like, I tend to play like a Radiohead cover or something, and that's always what they're like, oh, that Radiohead cover, and I'm like,
wait, what song do you do?
I did No Surprises for a while. And
I love that song.
But I feel like there really is like, I think like there are enough like upbeat rock-ish songs for like the dads who love the Killers and like my dad, and like and then I think there's like enough acoustic intimate stuff for the people who like that world, and I think there's enough like catchy melodies to satisfy like the pop people, and I think that's a good one actually. That was a really helpful note that it does smell different on everyone, because it's like the whole thing is about you, and
oh, that's so sweet. That makes me want to like text my dad and be like, thanks for taking me to concerts.
Oh my gosh, no, it's so well, a lot of them too are like they'll be 18 plus, but obviously if you have like a guardian you can come and stuff, and so I think a lot of people are just young, and it's so sweet. It always makes me so happy. Or even like, moms and their daughters. I feel like I saw Phoebe when I was 16 with my mom, and like it's just so much fun. It's such a memory, and I love it. One family in Chicago made like a Dad's for Alix Page shirt, and like he wears it to everything, and it's been I see them like I've seen them a few times in the last couple of years, and I look forward to seeing them every time.
Wait, that's so cool.
It's so sweet.
To have an entire family being a fan
of
you.
Yeah, it's like a mom and a dad and a daughter, and they're so sweet. I love them. It's so cute.
My next question is, what's your favorite sound right now? That's not music.
Sound,
like life sound.
Ooh. That's like, I'm like trying to think. I have to like think so deeply about this. I'm like,
this is like a good grounding question. I feel like I ask myself this like once a month. Like, what have I been listening to?
I mean, honestly, my cat like purring will never get old. I went home this weekend, and I got to my mom's house at like 6:30 because I dropped my boyfriend off at the airport super early, and then just came home right after and got back in bed, and she got in bed with me and made biscuits on me for a while. And
oh my God.
It's like I feel like I achieved like peak cat ownership when she does that, because my mom's her favorite, and so I feel like whenever I come home and she does give me biscuits or like cuddle up and purr, I feel really happy.
So, she missed you.
I literally wanted to cry. It was so perfect.
Amazing. Well, my very final question is, who are your ones to watch? Who are you listening to that I should be listening to?
Oh my gosh, such a good question. Andrew put out an EP last month.
Exciting.
That is so good. I was able to sing on a few. I practically begged him to let me sing on one of the songs, and then he let me do a few, and they're so good, and I feel like just showcase his production growth and writing growth so much. Love him, love those songs. It's called Yours Andrew is the project.
Oh, cool.
So, great. The band After. Have you heard of them? Okay.
Obvious is such a good song.
They're so good. My boyfriend showed them to me on like the playlist when we were first talking, and I was like, wait, like her voice sounds so familiar. Was she in like a band a while ago? And he was like, I have no idea. And I like saw Justine's early band like in high school at like a random LA show that I was like underage trying to go. It was like just so, but I was like, I recognize her voice, and it was like so random, but I just have loved her voice for forever, and the new songs are so good, and her and Graham are just awesome. So After is one for sure.
Cool.
Anderson Howe is such a cool lady. I love her. I went to Grammy camp with her boyfriend Ari forever ago, and he produces a lot of her stuff, and they just have such a cool vibe going on with her production and writing, and I just think she's the sweetest. Kept thinking of one more.
Okay.
So many people, sorry.
No, that's good.
I'm gonna say Quiet Light.
Oh, I don't know that.
Have you heard of her? She's also so cool. She's like, I think based in Boston, East Coast. I found her through my friend Garrett, who I think produced a couple of her songs, and she's just so cool. She's kind of in the after like dream pop world-ish, I would say, but just such cool songs. There's one called Keira Knightley that's so cool.
Oh, cool. I'll check it out.
Ones to watch. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Yay. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I've been so excited and just love
that's
the
cool.
pod. So yeah, of course.
Well, once again, this is Ones to Watch Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna, and this is Alix Page. Listen to the new songs, whatever it might be.
Whichever one it is.
Amazing.